This is a short story, but it's still the scariest thing that happened to me as a child. I guess what's most chilling is I didn't realize how big of a threat it was until I was older. This happened to me when I was 4 years old, living in Memphis, Tennessee. It was around 1990, and my mom had gotten me one of those kid-sized electric cars that children can ride in, run on batteries. At that time, this toy was top of the line, rare, and I was ecstatic to get one. Because I was only 4, I don't really remember the specifics or how I was allowed to ride the toy car on the streets. But I'm assuming there was an adult supervising me until maybe they were distracted or had to leave me momentarily. From my memory, it was a suburban area with small streets and very light traffic. I don't remember if I was on the road or the sidewalk, but I ended up on a street a couple blocks away from my house. But I wasn't scared. I was just having a blast riding my new toy up and down the street. And then I remember a white van that came to a stop right next to me, and a man leaned out the window and smiled at me. I remember it was a big old grin that showed all his teeth. He then proceeded to talk to me, although I don't recall what he said. I also remember not being frightened because he was being nice. I just felt a little wary because an adult was speaking to me, but unaware that this man was a danger and I shouldn't be speaking to strangers. Then I remember the man getting out of his car and motioning me to come closer to him. I hesitated, not because I was afraid, but more because I didn't know what to do. I was taught to listen to adults, so I did start to move closer to him. He motioned me to come closer and started to head towards the back of his vehicle. When I didn't move from my spot, he came closer and held out his hand. That was when a woman opened her front door and walked out. It was a house right in front of where I was standing. I don't think the woman's intention was to save me from this stranger. I think she just happened to leave the house then. Suddenly, I noticed the stranger head straight back to the driver's door, close it, and speed off. Honestly, I didn't think much of it because at that age, I never registered it as a threat. So I just got back in my toy car and drove back to my house, and I never told anyone in my family. Now as an adult, whenever my mind wanders to that day, I get shivers down my back. I think about the random woman who probably saved my life just by walking out her front door, and how different my life would be, or if I'd still be alive. I can't imagine what that man would have done to me if he was able to kidnap me, but I have no doubt that was his intention. As a child, you are afraid because you don't know the horrors that await you. As an adult, you're terrified because you do. To the man in the van, let's not meet again, ever.